Hello, guys. Wanted to talk about coronation and the hidden symbolism maybe nobody's seen or told you about because a bunch of videos already probably existing. So, anyways, let's go. As you can see, this the beginning of coronation, and they end up to be in this couch and coach, whatever, or carriage. By the way, carriage and car is related, and the blue hair horses. What this symbolizes is it symbolizes that they are not yet coronated, and so they use this rather modest carriage, but although it's official carriage of their family, official coach. I don't think it has any status for the so-called marine kingdom. It's like the Earthlings, yeah, couch, yeah. It's not. Although you can see the horses decorated very interesting with the blue stuff. We end up in in the facility where it all starts, and you can see the color is this golden yellow, and here is blue, the same as the horses. I can even rewind to the horses so you can see. Yeah, they have blue here, and let's see, also blue here, a bunch of people in blue as you can see, and it's yellow. Okay. By the way, I think somebody from the guest also appeared to be dressed like in the colors of Ukrainian. I think Jill Biden and the First Lady of. Let's see if we can find him here. Oh, you can do it by yourself. I don't want to waste your time. So bunch of people here, and you can watch each and everybody dressed like this. So to highlight something from their status. So all this, I don't know, is this actually representation of anything? But according to my logic, which will be presented to you further in this video, you understand what I'm saying. So this actually is the colors of Ukraine flag. Okay, there's plenty of interesting things what could be going on inside of this stuff, but the symbolizing of the tree, the angels, the star for ear, and the tree probably is what the big trees that used to live here, yeah, because they are also living beings. So the end of coronation, and here we go. That's another coach, and that coach, or that carriage, if you spell it correctly, also has these horses here. Probably does the same horses that were riding before. They just switched the carriage, but the carriage itself is different. Um, the coach itself is different. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. It's named the Gold State Coach. As you can see, they also present this one here, and let's see this one here. So that we're using before the coronation, this one using after coronation. Okay, so it's designed by William Chambers and built by Samuel Butler. It dates before to 1760s, and it's among the oldest surviving coaches in UK. The carriage, which is drawn by 8 horses, features a magnificent gold-coated exterior alongside elaborate paintings of Roman goats and cherubs. Okay, so what are the Roman goats? But actually, there's no Roman goats. There's Tritons. These are Tritons because if we Triton inside King Charles, two very different coronation carriages. Gold State Couch versus Diamond Jubilee State Couch. Inside King Charles, two different coronation carriages. So many ads. So this one is 260 years old. 6 meters, 7 meters, 4 tons, and 8 horses. Cherubs on roof represent England, Scotland, and Ireland. Cherubs. Gilt wood body with huge gilded sculptures over wheels. What are these sculptures? Tritons. Tritons, guys. We need to find it. Okay, if Triton, Roman god, Roman gods, Tritons, Tritons, Roman gods, Triton, Greek, oh mercy, demigod of the sea, Tritron, Greek mythology. So Roman, so Tritons, Persana, person, was the creator gods of the Tritons. Persana was unknown to many outside of the Triton race, and those who did know of him believed that he was nothing more than a god of construction and guardianship. So mason god. Person, persona. So how is Trident related to Zeus? Trident in Greek mythology. In Greek mythology, Trident is the son of the great sea god Poseidon. Poseidon is one of the three chiefs deities of Greek mythology. Alongside the king of the gods Zeus and the god of the underworld Hades. Let's see Russian version. Triton. Ancient Greek god. Ancient Greek god. Greeks have him as son of Poseidon and Aphrodite. Romans have him as a son of Neptune and Selassie, as a father of Tritons. These Tritons I was showing you before as the first hybrids of the Nagi race that was, expanding that time along the Southeast Asia. It was expanding in Europe, and that's why so many Tritons found their place in the Greek and Roman mythology as so-called gods or demigods. So, if we go to Tritons on these, let's see, on this carriage, they what they have actually is two of them have horns, or not horns, yes, horns that they blow inside. It's like a trumpet, and the back ones have so-called trizub in Russian and in Ukrainian. Returning to Ukraine. If we find a shot when we have them visible. Yeah, as you can see here. Let's go again. Watch in the back of the carriage. As you can see, here we go. This trident over here. So let's go back to Ukraine. So if he has a trident, trident, Trident. Trident. Wikipedia. Trident of Poseidon. So that's not only related to the Marine Kingdom; it's also related to Triton himself because they've been armed with those tridents. Okay, so turning to the retinue or train being of beings which follow the sea deities, the marine triases and Tritons, mermen, seamen, may be seen bearing tridents. Likewise, the old man of sea and the god Nereus are seen holding tridents. Tritons, other mermen, and the Nereis can also carry rudders or fish or dolphins. So Oceanus normally should not carry a trident, allowing him to clearly distinguish from Poseidon. So it's a it's a common thing for all the mermen, as what they name them. The seaman. By the way, how do you call the liquid that comes from the man? It's seaman also. Okay, so we go to Trident and Trident Ukraine, Trident Ukraine. As you can see, coat of arms of Ukraine can, with a blue trident, blue with a gold trident. So they also call it trizup. Some people see a falcon picking down for hunting down for something, but they themselves call it as trizup, a trident. So they relate themselves to this marine kingdom. And what else? What else interesting about Tritons? Tritons had daughters, and one of them was called Crateida or Cratea. Um, if we go to Wikipedia in Russian, you can find this picture here. And you can see it looks like a Statue of Liberty, actually, but it has three faces. Right? So think about it. Maybe also related to that, because they like to point out that they own us, so it's like planting their colonial style everywhere, along with their gods, which we represent as, for example, William Blake. Also, this three goddess picture here, as you can see, all a bat, a snake, a donkey, symbol of Democratic Party, by the way. So anyway, that's a marble Gikara, also named Crateida. Crateida is the moon Gikara, one of them. So uh, she is the goddess of death. She is the goddess of witches, necromancia, poison plants, and other magical attributes. So she had ancient, very ancient goddess. So she was called Kikara from Phrakis. Then it turned to Greek, and then it changed the name to Crateida, and so on. So even Jews know her as the part of Triada. Chaldean oracles, as they say, um, call her a power, one of the three powers. The father was transcendent, the Daimurch was the second, and it was a brain, and the Gikara was the power. So who would say that Gikara is not representing the American power, so-called American power, British too, by the way. Okay, let's go further. And what is actually the connection between Zelensky, who is meeting Rishi Sunak for like three times a week, sometimes, on different trips, or maybe Sunak himself visiting Kiev a couple of times already. And Boris Johnson was a big guest. He even visited it after his resignation. So I mean, they're so interested in that. Why is that? Because Zelensky himself was visiting Britain and he was meeting Charles and then so on. But there's one information that I found interesting also about Zelensky is that this Ukrainian blogger said that he was meeting not only video is 2 years ago. It was King Charles, Prince William, Boris Johnson, and he was also meeting the guy. His name is Richard Moore, and so on. So the video could be still found, but YouTube kind of edited up the search results. You can't find this information anymore. So sometimes you have to go deeper and find it on different other places, like this, for example, this channel. This guy is he's not very trusted, by the way, but sometimes he's saying the truth because Zelensky is his political competitor. So, and they're kind of fighting with Zelensky. So he tells this information and confirms that Zelensky actually himself said that he was meeting the MI6 head Richard Moore, and he was talking about war in Russia. So you can also find some articles in Russian sources. For example, this article is from 15th of October. President Zelensky became the first political figure in history that, with full dignity, told about him being hired or recruited as an agent uh, in the headquarters of English British Secret Service MI6. Yes, I had a meeting with in the office of MI6, but sorry, I can't tell a lot. That's what he said. The head of so-called sovereign state, Ukrainian state, after his this shocking information about this recruiting meeting leaked into the media. So media asked him a question and he's supposed to be confirming it. So any context with the international or foreign secret service for the president of foreign state is highly suspicious, especially when they're leaked into the media. And as this guy says, they were discussing war in Russia. Of course, Ukrainians believe that war with Russia is happening for 10 years already, 8, 9 years at least. And so they've been calling it war with Russia. But if we go to a literal, what he says, he was saying war in Russia with Russia. So um, could they be discussing it in the perspective of 2 future years? Why not? Why not? I admit it can be it can be happening. So who actually thinks that it's not possible should understand that all the symbolism rules the world, not the logical explanations. And so if UK is so interested in this Ukrainian conflict as it interested in Poland emerging as a new European power, as they are interested in Turkey as the emerging new Asian power, as they were interested in Hong Kong and other places, and also were working with China to emerge it as a leading economy. Why not they would be working against the common interests of European Union, for example, and push a little more, for example, give these long-range missiles to Ukraine just in prior to the counteroffensive that recently started. Well, anyways, these rockets were like a big move because nobody was given so long-range missiles to Ukraine before, and these urgent, or I would say suspiciously frequent meetings with Sunak recently and love with Boris Johnson that Zelensky had, British politics, and especially the symbolism that they show the only thing that they want to get rid of Russia as a country, to split it in parts, and probably split the heritage that Russians obtain, and especially the gold that was Romanovs. And right now, the only pretenders, legal pretenders, and the only relatives, the closest relatives to the deceased Russian Tsar Nikolai II and his family that were allegedly shot in by the Bolsheviks are the King Charles and his family. So think about it. There's a bunch of information coming up and popping up everywhere. So why not believe in that? And one more thing, if you mix blue and yellow, you get green. And Zelensky, if you literally read his name in Russian, is greener, green man. So even the colors of his body are green. So why don't you take that in account for the future, okay? Or at least cross check it as I did and found so many interesting information. So thanks a lot for following, guys, and see you later. Bye.